One of the best books, one of the best books that I've ever read. Actually, let me be honest. One of the best books that I have never read. It's a book that has a title that is so apt, that is so powerful that each time I look at my cart, my cart that has books that I buy, and anytime I want to click buy, I just look at the title and I'm like, I don't think I need to buy this book because the title says it all. It is such a powerful book written by Terry Cole Whitaker in the 70s. And the book is titled, What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. Like, wow. This girl was ahead of her time. What you think of me is none of my business. Think about the liberation that you will have as a person if you can adopt that mindset that what the world thinks of you is none of your business. It's not about being conceited and not taking feedback. I'm talking about in being your authentic self, that you know between you and the universe, you are yourself. You are walking in your power, you're working your purpose. You are, as I call it, in the flow. And you adopt a mindset that what the world thinks of me is none of my business. I'm walking in my path. I'm doing my thing. I'm not harming anyone. I'm walking in my power. Imagine the liberation that that could give to you. That you wake up in the morning and you know that what they think of you is none of your business because you can't control it. You can't control what people will think of you. As much as you want to protect your reputation and how the world sees you, you cannot control what people will think. An apostle in the scripture says that even if I burn my body for charity and I do not have love, that I am of all men useless. What it means that even if you sell your intestine, your bodily organs for charity, some people will still talk negative about you. So you can't control it no matter how much you try. Imagine having that attitude each time you wake up, each time you do your thing, each time you walk in your purpose, each time you walk in your calling. It gives you such a liberation to be your authentic self. There are the people that we like and follow and admire, even the downright nasty ones, like people in politics or celebrities or whatever it is. You've seen some really nasty people. You might maybe follow some of them, but one thing that makes them who they are is they don't think or care about the opinions of other people. It liberates you to be yourself. It liberates you to live and be free. You focus in being your authentic self. And when you focus to be authentic self, here's a crazy thing I've seen. It allows your people to come to you. The reason why a lot of people don't have, in a lack of better word, authentic followers, it's because they're not being the authentic self. Trump is polarizing, I agree. But look at his people. Why? Because he's being his authentic self. He says what is on his mind. He's just being himself, like him or not. You know, I usually joke with my friends that while I don't condone it, but I kind of appreciate the KKK because at least you know where he stands. Like, I don't like people like you. Hey, watch the Cape. But I don't condone it, but I appreciate it. than someone who laughs and giggle at you, but deep inside he questions the reason for your existence. So when you see polarizing figures, whether celebrities or politicians, being their authentic self, saying how they think, it draws their own people. So my question is, could you be delaying the emergence of your own people because you're concerned about the opinions of other people? What they think of you is none of your business. If you adopt this, it will liberate you to be authentic. And when you're authentic, your authentic people, your authentic people will come to you and they will stand by you. There's I don't want this to be political, but it is what it is. Trump once famously said that I can walk down the streets of New York and shoot somebody and they'll still vote for me. It's a bit, too much, but it is what it is. When you are your authentic self, your people will come because they can see your light, they can see your shine, and your light will so shine out there that your people will come to you. What you think of me is none of my business. What they think of you should be none of your business. Live free. And what that also does is it cleanses your frequency because now you live for purpose over popularity. Now you wake up and it is purpose over popularity. A lot of people that are popular didn't set out to be popular. Do you know that? They set out to be their authentic self. Look at some of the biggest businesses. When you talk to the founders, a lot of them will just like I think it's Spanx, one of the biggest companies in the world, and she was saying that she couldn't find the product that she needed for herself to wear, and she created it. She wasn't setting out to be, I think her name is Sarah. She said she wasn't setting out to be a multi-billion-dollar company or a billionaire. She was just attending to herself, attending to her authentic self. And today, one of the greatest companies in America has been born. So when you walk in that frequency, you cleanse the energy around you only for the right people, only for your people. You don't have time trying to be popular because you're working and walking in purpose. And when you walk in purpose, you might just be very popular. You might just be, but it's not something that you're going out to look for. So I want you to adopt that if you can. It's not easy because I understand that we're all creature creatures that want, approval, love. What I always suggest is, you know, let love and approval come from your close circle, your spouse, your close circle of friends, your close knit circle. Believe the applause of the crowd to the crowd. Whether they applaud you or not is none of your business. You are walking and working in your purpose. You wake up in the morning and you embrace that authenticity of who you are. They say that, and it is so true. Think about it, that we all have different versions for different people. The version that your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend sees is not the same version of you that you show to your mom. It's not the same version that you show to your dad. It's not the same version that you show to your employee or your employers. We all wear different hats at different points. And I always think, how can we converge all this to be one person. And how do you do that? It is when you do not care about the opinions of other people because you cannot control it. Until you can wake up and say, what they think of me is none of my business, you'll never be a whole person. Of course, you definitely wear different hats at work, at home and all that. I understand that. But in your true authentic soul, you are one person and you express that person freely. There will be judgments, but that is their business. So as you go through this week, as you go through this month, as we step into a new year, or if you're watching this in the new year or in the middle of the year, whatever it is, do your very best to live your authentic self. Because as I always say, that we'll all be buried alone. Every one of us. No matter how much your friends and family love you, they will not be buried with you. They wouldn't they wouldn't even want that. And if we'll all be buried alone when we die, why should we allow the opinions of others live with us while we live? It's not right. If nobody will join you in that casket when you die, why should their limitation follow you around while you live? What they think of me is none of my business. I'm not evil. I'm not going around doing evil. I'm going around doing my best, living my authentic life, expressing the gift that has been given to me, or the gifts that has been given to me. So their opinions of me is not going to dictate my life. I know Jay-Z once said that when he was very young, he told his uncle, his mom's brother, that he wants to be a rapper and he's going to be big. And his uncle laughed at him and said, "You will never be that." But Jay said that I never took offense because he was projecting his limitations at me. Most people might not have any offense at you, but they project their limitations at you. And they say, you will never be that. Women can never do this, or these people can never do this, or you can never be this. And they project their limitations at you. You have to come to a point where you are deaf to their opinions and go for it, because nobody who has achieved anything of importance went around looking for opinions. What they think of you is none of your business. Their opinions of you is none of your business. You have a job to do. Do it. Because this memory, you'll live with it forever. So which one do you want? Do you want to live with regrets, or do you want to live with, I'm glad I did that? If on the day you die, you can look back and say, man, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I married him, or I married her, or I went to this, or I went to that, and I did this and I did that. I'm telling you, of all men and women, you're one of the most fortunate. So do it. And try and buy that book. I've made a commitment. You know what? I'll buy that book, just, and I'll read it, not just looking at the title, what they think of what you think of me is none of my business. I'll actually go out and buy it. It's just a beautiful thing, and it just liberates me to just be me and serve you in my best capacity. So go out there, conquer. Don't care about the opinion. Take feedbacks from people that care about you. That's fine, but never let it limit your potential. All right, take care. God bless.